Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome to what is the penultimate episode of the third season of our Leeds United Career Mode series. Guys, good to have you along, and what is winding down in Season 3, and hopefully a strong finish to the season. Season has been a little bit up and down. We did have the Champions League, and our league form did suffer a little bit, so hopefully we can make up in the last month or so here, but we still are in the Champions League, so there's still a lot to play for us. We've made it to the knockout stage, and we'll be playing those games today, and you'll see who we face. But before we get there, we do have to play Arsenal in the league, and we do get off to a very good start here against Arsenal. Arsenal, a team that I have a very good record as a manager. We have won every single game against Arsenal, believe it or not, in this Leeds United Career Mode series. Not a single point dropped against Arsenal, so definitely thinking about that coming into the game. But lately, our form has been a little bit up and down, and Alexis Sanchez does bring them back to a fighting chance here at Elland Road. And Arsenal in general this season have been pretty shocking. Of course, I've mentioned it before, there's a lot of rumours spreading that I could be joining Arsenal at the end of the season, leaving Leeds United for them. And so I guess this was an opportunity for Arsenal to show me something, I guess. But as you can tell, we dominated Arsenal. Not sure how they escaped with a point, to be honest. Very, very frustrating for me personally. I wanted to keep that 100% record against Arsenal, and we should have. We absolutely should have. The one chance they had, they scored. And it was one of those games, really, where it was just frustrating. As we move into the FA Cup, guys, still another competition that we are in, one of 3 competitions we're in. We do play Brentford in this round, and I'm not sure if this is the round of 16 yet. I think this is the round of 16. I'm not sure if it's actually the round of 16 or not, but a good opportunity to play some younger players here at home against Brentford, a team that we really should be beating. Of course, we did play them in Season 1 in the Championship, but we haven't seen them since. So, really, we've improved, and we should be much, much further ahead of them. And it's Connor Chaplin who gets the first goal here, really stepping up Connor Chaplin. He has been so impressive. He really has, and I can't believe, that at one point he was considered more of a winger for us than a striker. I mean, when he first joined the club, when I signed him in Season 1, he was regarded as a striker. Then, with Danny Ings coming in, we moved him to more of a right midfield position, but this season, with the injuries to both Ings and Perez at different points in the season, he's gotten more opportunities at the number 9 spot, and he's been exceptional, guy. He's been so good. As you can see there, he doesn't mind creating as well. As you can see, the possession stat in the top left corner there as well. At halftime, it was all Leeds United, and it's Ben Woodburn, the left winger, getting involved in the goal scoring off of a Chaplin assist. He makes it 2-0 at halftime to give us a pretty comfortable lead and allows us for a little bit of breathing room, pass the ball around. I like doing that when I'm 2-0 up, just slowing the tempo of the game down, not rushing anything. And as you can see, the next chance that we really got that was worth showing was in the 88th or 89th minute there. It's a fantastic finish from Kmar Roof to make a 3-0 to put the cherry on top, send the fans home happy with a late goal, and a convincing 3-0 win to put us into the next round of the FA Cup. And again, a really nice performance. Very good to get that, to build a little bit of momentum going back into the Premier League, which has been, I'd say, the competition that we've struggled the most in. Obviously the Premier League, the main competition, but our form is the most inconsistent in the Premier League as we travel to Turf Moor to play Burnley. Very tough place to go, Burnley. They've been an interesting side for us. We did lose the first game against them, and it was a pretty... They put us away pretty comfortably, 3-1. And it was definitely not fun at all because we were at home when they beat us 3-1. So I was actually a little bit scared, a little bit frightened in this game. As you can see, Townsend was very close with that chance off the crossbar. But overall, I thought we played a very good game. Late on, it's Carles Alenia who gets us a goal, 83rd, 84th minute. Fantastic long shot. And he's been a real threat from range. He's shown his capabilities as a shooting midfielder. He showed in the last episode that he can score some absolute crackers. And that one is fantastic. That's really good. Just strolls it in. That's a Ronaldo Vieira type of goal there, where he takes a few strides and then he thinks, you know what, they've laid off me. I'm gonna have a shot. They're not tightening up at all. They're disrespecting me, I guess is what he's thinking. And he thought he'd take the shot. And as you can tell, a really good performance from us and a tough 1-0 win, but a 1-0 win that is earned. 3 points that are earned right there. And those are the type of 3 points we haven't been getting, guys. Is the ones that we really should be getting. Similar to the game against Arsenal, where we this episode where we drew. That would have been a draw if we had allowed them to score again, but we didn't. It was a 1-0 win. It was well fought, and we defended well. And it was good to see us get a clean sheet as well, because it's been a little bit of a while since we got a clean sheet in the Premier League. But we do move on to the big time, guys, the Champions League, and we were playing AS Monaco, and Kylian Mbappe is still at Monaco in this, because of course when I started this career mode, the save, he had not moved to PSG, and so that is a lethal weapon for them to have, and he turns Pontus Jansson. Monaco, man. Of all teams we got Monaco. There was some good, some possible options we could have gotten, because we obviously came second in our group. If we had gotten a couple of other teams, there was some good teams, I thought, some favourable matchups that we could have competed on. But again, Monaco is going to be very, very difficult. But we did not lose our heads. We kept our head high, and we still looked for opportunities here against Monaco. And I loved the attitude of the team. Very, very good from them, because sometimes we do drop our heads. We didn't. And a great pass here from Townsend, thinking to himself, why not cross this instead of trying to shoot this? And it was Ronaldo Vieira following up on that cross, and really, really well done to actually bring us back in this game 1-1 against a Monaco team that, to be honest, was performing very, very well. Really surprised how well they were doing, but we weren't giving up. And somehow, someway, we are 2-1 up. All of a sudden, the confidence is with us. The momentum is with us. And it's Lucas Perez stepping up to the occasion and making it 2-1. Fantastic scenes here at Elland Road. And 40 or so minutes in, we're up 2-1 against Monaco. Completely not what I was expecting, especially the way Monaco started. But we did so well to bring it back, and that is an exceptional finish from Lucas Perez. I mean, take nothing away from that. That is world class, and that is the reason I signed Lucas Perez. He might be 30, but he just has something in his locker that some of our players do not have. Unfortunately, we can't hang on to this lead, as in the second half, Monaco come out looking very, very good. Keita Balde, I think his name is. I don't know. I like his name as Balde Keita, but I think it's Keita Balde on his kit. I don't know. There's some names where it's like that. It's like they can go both ways, but I don't know. Keita Balde, let's say. And the frustrating thing about this goal was that we conceded 3 minutes after we had scored, which is something that has happened repeatedly over this season. But we did not drop our heads for the second time, where we could have lost a lot of momentum. We kept up the intensity and kept attacking Monaco. And although they were hanging in here in the last minutes of the game, it's Connor Chaplin making a run. He looked offside. He's going all the way. Wait a minute, the flag has stayed down. And it's 3-2. What has just happened there? Why was Chaplin not offside, you might be thinking, because he was way ahead of the defenders. But when the ball was played, his run was before the halfway line. And if you know the offside rule, you'll know that if you're in your own half, you cannot be offside. So if everybody is in your half, then the halfway line is the offside line. So Chaplin was the first runner, but he was prior to the halfway line when the ball was played, meaning he ran into it in an onside position and got us the win. 3-2. Fantastic work. And we actually win the game, 3-2, which was incredible, because that was, I thought in my head, tactically, I thought Connor Chaplin with the pace, last couple of minutes, everybody's tired, he can run away, but I didn't think it would work out the way it did. And just exceptional stuff from us as we moved from one knockout to another knockout, this time against Bournemouth, and it was only a few days later, guys. Very little rest allowed between the two fixtures, and Bournemouth started with such pace and such aggression that it was really, really difficult for us to handle it, to be honest with you guys. And they start fantastically with a goal to make a 1-0. Of course, they're playing away, which I would say adds the pressure to us. We're at home, we're expected to get the result, and the complete opposite is happening from what we would expect. Halfway into the game, just before half-time, it's 2-0 to Bournemouth, a team that I'm yet to lose against, I should say. Really, really frustrating stuff this game. It felt like our players were one step behind every single minute of the game, but we still have half a game of football here to play. and we can bring it back, and I do believe that we can. And positive stuff here right from half-time, pressuring Bournemouth, and off the crossbar is a chance there from Ronaldo Vieira. Danny Ings now trying to make things happen, finds Connor Chaplin, who is so good at being a super sub, but this time instead of going to Chaplin, Roof finds Carles Alenia, who makes a 2-1 with 10 minutes to go, and a chance to bring this back and potentially make a replay, or I don't even know if there'd be extra time or a replay at this point. So hopefully we're trying to get it into that opportunity where we can bring it back. However, absolutely filthy ball roll from Lin Mousset, the French striker from Bournemouth. I think his first name's Lin. I'm sorry if it's not. I just, for some reason, I didn't even have to say his first name. Mousset from Bournemouth. A dirty ball roll, and Janssen goes sliding embarrassingly, really. I mean, that is embarrassing for a defender to get done that hard, and Bournemouth get the 3-1 win, knocking us out of the FA Cup. You'll see at the end of it, I was playing a 4-4-2 because I was really trying to get a goal. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. And really disappointed to not be in the FA Cup still, because I really did think we could make a late run. And if I was going to go out, I wanted to go out against a big team, and Bournemouth was not the hurdle that I thought we would slip at, and that was really the sad part of that. And unfortunately for us, we're out of the FA Cup, but that does mean we can focus now on 2 competitions, one of them being the Champions League, but we can't get to that just yet. We have this game against Leicester, and I was looking for a big bounce back from the players, and it's Andros Townsend who scores the first goal. An incredible goal, by the way, a volley going across goal. Sure, Kasper Schmeichel was not ready for that, just passes his leg, makes it 1-0 away from home here against Leicester, who have always been a tough opponent, but another team that I have a 100% winning record against, and it's Andros Townsend that makes it 2, doubles up on his scoring sheet, so he gets a brace, and he also doubles up our lead, and both goals really well taken. That's such a tight angle, but Andros Townsend has really stepped up this season. I think he's been one of the more improved players. He's gone from being a really good winger to a goal-scoring winger, and I think that's the major difference in Andros Townsend's game. But overall, it was an end-to-end game, but we had way more possession. And that was the difference maker, was the possession, I think, having more ball and creating more clear-cut opportunities. Leicester were attacking, but the opportunities they were making just weren't on the same level as ours. And I think that was the difference heading into another Premier League game, once again, on the road, away from home, against Southampton at St. Mary's, and again, trying to pick up 3 huge points, trying to close out the Premier League as strong as we can. And it's Ruben Loftus-Cheek who gets a nice looping header over the goalkeeper off of a set piece. And I don't usually score headers off set piece, but I've done it a couple times here in the Leeds United Career Mode. So Loftus-Cheek is one of the tallest players we have, if not maybe the tallest, barring Pontus Jansson and Jorge, I think. I think he's the tallest player. So I think he's taller than Phil Jones. I think he's taller than Liam Cooper. I think he's 6'3". I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but for some reason I think Loftus-Cheek is 6'3". Overall, the game against Southampton was boring, but it was a 1-0 win. It was 3 points, and we keep that 100% record against Southampton. Now, a team that I definitely do not have a 100% record against is Manchester United. In fact, they beat us in the reverse fixture this season, and we haven't beat them in a while. Although when we did have them at home last, we beat them 3-0, and we are at home here again today. Unfortunately, it doesn't start off very well for us, with Romelu Lukaku scoring a goal, just a first-time shot. Martial with a really, really good pass there, and Pontus Jansson just getting out-muscled, trying to get a slide tackle in, trying to get the leg in the way of the shot. Unfortunately, doesn't work out for us. And Lukaku in this game, he's a bit of a monster. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. So, yeah, it was unfortunate. However, Luke Ayling does bring it back for us, makes it 1-1, and for once, we're the team giving the response. For once. 5 minutes later, we get the goal back. It's so refreshing to say that, because usually we are Manchester United and our opponents are us. Usually we're the ones going up and blowing the lead, but this time United blow the lead and give us a real opportunity at this game. We can get a good bit of momentum now. I mean, we've scored last and we're looking very, very lethal here. Sessegnon making Mkhitaryan look like a bit of a fool, and he puts in a great ball for Danny Ings, who could have hit that a bit cleaner, but it was such a difficult chance. You can't really blame him too much. And Romelu Lukaku, showing off his strength once again, gets it out wide to Mkhitaryan, this time all the way to Anthony Martial, and unfortunately there's very little Ramsdale can do from that range. With a header like that, it's just, you're just hoping that the connection that it makes with your arm or your hand is strong enough to parry it out. Unfortunately, despite making connection, Ramsdale's glove just taps it in the net. and we're down 2-1, and it was a really tough time to concede right before halftime. And in the second half, we just weren't able to penetrate Manchester United's defence, and they pick up a 2-1 win away from home. And unfortunately for us, it is a loss against Manchester United, which means they pull a double over us this season in the league, which is a real shame because I love playing Manchester United, and we started off this series with a really good record against Manchester United, and unfortunately that has deteriorated, but they are having an amazing season. They're well and truly first. They may have even sealed the league title at this point. So yeah, I mean, they've had an exceptional season, so I wasn't too upset with that, but we do have to shift our focus now from one big game to another, and a really badly wasted opportunity there from Woodburn. You got to be putting that on target. Emre Cholak trying to make something happen as we are 3-2 up in this tie, but Monaco has 2 away goals, and I was very, very wary of that. I didn't want to go too defensive, but I didn't want to go too offensive, and once again, it's Keita Boulder who just, with an amazing run, but even better finish, switches to his right foot there. I thought he was going for a left-footed shot, and Ramsdale must have thought the same. He switches at last minute, and he beats Ramsdale as a near post. Ramsdale there, probably one of his worst efforts at saving a goal I've ever seen. That's probably one of the most embarrassing clips for Ramsdale, I would say, in his time here at Leeds United. He's been so solid all season, and unfortunately, he does slip up in such a crucial moment. We nearly got one back there. Don't know what was going on. Players falling all over each other. And unfortunately for us, it's not a goal, but we're still in the game, and Calvin Phillips nearly making it another wonder goal. Him and Danny Ings trying to do the same thing in back-to-back games. Ben Woodburn hits the post off of the gloves that time, and Monaco now flexing their attacking prowess, and it's Mbappe who makes it 2-0 on the day, 4-3 over the 2 legs, and this puts us in a really tricky situation because even if we score a goal, they're going through for having 2 away goals. So we need 2 goals at this point in the game, and it was such a terrible time to concede, and we were on the back foot. 3 minutes later, though, again, we do the same thing with the instant response, and all of a sudden I'm feeling a little bit more empowered because 69th minute we concede. There's only 30 minutes to score 2 goals, but we've got one back straight away. So we got to keep pouncing at these opportunities. We got to get back because right now it's 4-4 in aggregate, but we're out of the Champions League at the moment. We have to continue attacking. I know we can do it. Oh, right, that's right. Yeah, we didn't do it. I mean, the last 20 minutes, guys, frustrating is the word I would use. And we are out of the Champions League. Look, Champions League. I can't believe we even made it to the knockout stage. It's an absolute privilege to take Leeds United to the round of 16 in the Champions League. But we really, I think, could have closed that game out against Monaco. They should have never been 2-0 up in that game, guys. And I take full responsibility for that result. And I was really gutted to be out of the Champions League because I thought we could have done something against Monaco. But we are out of the Champions League, which means now we shift our focus to the one competition that we can't win. Obviously, we can't win. Our best chance was the FA Cup, but also a competition that is a bit more stale compared to the Champions League. It is a bit more stale, it has to be said. And unfortunately for us, guys, that is the reality of where we are right now. Fighting for a potential top 6, top 4 spot still in the Premier League, but just not that excitement of the Champions League, which I was loving so much, and really, really gutted to be out of it, guys. But that was the last game against Swansea. A really quick game as we pull out a 1-0 win. And those of you with a keen eye may have noticed, or those of you paying attention may have noticed, that we played a lot of games in today's episode. I actually did 2 months here today, and I'll be doing 2 months in the next episode, because the next episode is 10 Premier League games over 2 months, meaning it is the last episode of Season 3 here of the Leeds United Career Mode series, and potentially the last episode of Leeds in general, guys, because again, a lot of talk about Arsenal and me potentially taking that job. Now, taking a look at Arsenal, they're in 14th position at the moment, 7 points clear of the relegation zone, because at one point, if you remember, they were pretty far down in that relegation zone, and they were looking like they might struggle to get out of it. Luckily for us, they have gotten out of it, and they're looking like a viable option to take in the next season, guys, because I told you if they relegate, I'm not going to take them, but obviously it doesn't look like they're going to get relegated, so Arsenal is definitely on the cards. If I can get that job, guys, it's going to be something that I could take. So next episode, realistically, could be the last episode of Leeds United, but it's definitely the last episode of Season 3, guys, so get around it, make sure you watch that, because it could be the last time we are here with Leeds. But that is how the table ends at the end of today's episode. Manchester United with a 22 point lead at the top of the table, 2 losses and 3 draws, with 24 wins out of 29. Exceptional stuff from Manchester United. Manchester City in second, Chelsea in third, and Leicester in fourth. As you can see, we've improved quite a lot. We're in 5th position. Quite a surprise, because we were like mid-table. We were struggling to even be 10th at one point. Now we are looking at a potential fight for a Champions League spot once again, which is interesting to say the least. So the last 10 games are going to be massive for us. Definitely looking to finish the season off strongly, guys, and I hope you are excited for that. If you did enjoy today's episode, do leave a like on the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy today's video. I hope you had a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Keep it real.